My Gameweek 26 FPL team selection. In today's video, we're going to look at how my team is lined up going into Gameweek 26 now that we're finally done with double game weeks, back to back Gameweek 24 and 25. We're going to look at how my team is shaping up going into Gameweek 26, as well as how my team did fare in double Gameweek 25. This video is brought to you by myself, FPL.CARNAGE, in association with GW26. Now, in game week 25, my team scored a total of 103 points. I was on a -4, so 99 points in total. In goal, I had Pickford. He did manage to get, 1 point from save points in the game against Crystal Palace. Unfortunate to concede that goal late in the second half, around 70 something minutes. So 3 points from Pickford. In defense, I had Gabriel, Arnold, and Robinson. Gabriel returned the clean sheet in the game against Leicester City. It was a really, really tricky game. Arsenal looked like they were going to draw points. It was going to look like a draw. Merino came off the bench and scored 2 goals, gave them the late win in that game. I also had Arnold. Really, really unfortunate, really fortunate actually to have had Arnold this week because the manner to which he got his points was really, really lucky, really fortunate for those that had Arnold. He had a clean sheet in the game against Wolves. As soon as he got subbed, 4 minutes later, Liverpool conceded, the only goal in that game, 2-1 against Wolves. The game against Aston Villa, he scored before he got, brought up. So 13 points for Arnold in the double game week. Really fantastic return, in my opinion. Robinson, my third defender, 2 points from him in that game against Forest. Really, end-to-end game right there. Robinson, great attacking defensive asset as well for Fulham. Already, one of the defenders with the most assists this season in Premier League. So just great to have him in my team. In midfield, I had Mbuemo, 2 points, or rather 3 points from him in the game against West Ham. Was really disappointing. Could have gotten an assist for the Wissa goal that was ruled out. All in all, Brentford really had a decent game against West Ham, to be fair. Just been unfortunate that he hasn't really gotten any returns of late. My second midfielder was Mo Salah, doing what he knows how to do best. Goal and assist in the game against Aston Villa and a goal in the game against Wolves as well, the penalty. So it's just been really great owning Salah. If you went TC Salah in 25, you didn't, get as much points as TC 24, but it's still right up there, right? 3 goal involvements, 4 goal involvements, about 7 goal involvements in, last 2 weeks. 40 points from him. Cole Palmer, I'm really getting frustrated with owning him as a premium right now. That's 3 blanks in a row, if I'm not wrong, or 4. 2 points, 3-0 loss to Brighton on Friday. Looked absolutely lost in that game as well. Like at the moment, if not for the games that he has coming, the Leicester and the Southampton fixture, I would honestly look to move away from him. Yes, he doesn't blank in game 29, but I don't see him as a good asset to own right now when you have the likes of the Bournemouth midfielders performing. You have potential Man City, changing fixtures difficulty coming up. You have players like the Nottingham Forest assets that are still performing as well. So for that amount, I don't think he's a must own anymore. I mean, he could still prove us wrong in the upcoming fixtures, but yeah, Rogers 4 points, 2 points in back-to-back game weeks. I honestly expected more from Aston Villa assets. Aside from Watkins beautiful return, 15 points return. If you had him in your team, kudos. Rogers, I didn't really expect something from him, at least in the Ipswich game. It was terrible to see Aston Villa struggle against a 10-man Ipswich in that game over the weekend. We have 4 points from him. Clivert 5 points, got an assist in their 3-1 win against Southampton. Up top, I had Alexander Isak, 2 points in the game against Manchester City. Just couldn't get, away from the defenders in that game. Couldn't find himself in, his usual goal scoring spaces. Chris Wood, my second attacker, 9 points from him. He got the equalizing goal for Nottingham Forest, but unfortunately they could not see out the draw. They considered a late goal and lost 2-1 to Fulham. On my bench, I had Turner. Veltman returned the clean sheet in the game against Chelsea, which was really surprising. Lewis Hall, 0 points, conceded 4 goals to Newcastle, and Ndiaye, who was injured in the game, the Merseyside derby game last week. I also took out slots. as my assistant manager and brought in Unai Emery. Um, I wouldn't say it was a bad choice because Aston Villa should have won the game against Ipswich, right? And Emery could have easily returned 18 to 20 points as my AM, but thankfully he got the draw against Liverpool. Could have been higher also if he won the game. But yeah, 14 points from him. So in total, 103 points with a -4. A really great green arrow back to 340k overall. A lot of positives to take going into game week 26. So let's just look at what my team is shaped up going into game week 26. In goal, I'm going to keep Pickford at home to Manchester United. They have looked really terrible so far. I don't think they've scored in their last 2 games or 3 games in the Premier League. They've just been absolutely horrendous. It should be a really great game to watch. I think Everton would edge them in this game as well. It's yet to be seen if Manchester United will put on their scoring boots and get something out of the game. But Pickford is going to be starting for me in goal. My 3 defenders are going to be Gabriel, Arnold, and Robinson. I actually have a strong feeling about benching Arnold this week, but with Bradley out injured, Arnold may get more minutes. I don't see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet in the game against City anyways, but I have Veltman that's away to Southampton and it's a really nice option for me if I do decide to bench Arnold, but Arnold has a decent record, decent goal scoring record and assist record against Manchester City. So he may produce something in that game as well. So it's just a 50-50, kind of thing. But I will go for a big, a player in a bigger team, which is Arnold. So Gabriel at home to West Ham. We know what the Arsenal West Ham record has been over the years. West Ham are terrible from like defending set pieces so far. I think Gabriel should get something out of this game with a possible clean sheet as well. Robinson at home to Crystal Palace. Palace have been doing really great scoring, you know, here and there. It was unfortunate that they lost the game against Everton last week. I think Fulham at home will give them a tough ride. Maybe a 1-1 game or a nil-nil game or something. But Robinson could get a possible attacking return as well. So yeah, in my midfield, I'm going with Mbuemo away to Leicester. Leicester have conceded a lot of goals currently. I think Mbuemo, this should be the game that we finally see we get some potential attacking returns from him. He has blanked in his last 2 games. I think he should come alive in this game against Leicester. They've considered a lot of goals down the right and down the center, so Mbuemo and Wissa are actually really great options going into this game. Mohamed Salah away to Manchester City. We all know his record against the Manchester clubs and against the big 6 clubs in general in the Premier League. Um, I won't take it away from him to get a double figure haul in this game. He has 11 double figure hauls in 14 away games this season. So I don't take it away from him to get a haul against Manchester City. Palmer away to Aston Villa. It's neither here nor there, really. He did get a goal and an assist in the first game, the first leg, right, earlier in the season. But it is Villa Park. I do expect Villa to cause an upset in that game. Rogers at home to Chelsea as well. Hopefully he can get something out of this game. Chelsea defense looks shaky, so hopefully something comes out of the game for him. Clivert, my fifth midfielder, at home to Wolves. We know how strong Bournemouth are at home in Vitality Stadium. Wolves still struggling defensively, but I think it's going to be an end-to-end game. Clivert should get something out of the game. Unfortunately, not to get a goal in the game against Southampton. Up top, I'm going to have Alexander Isak, that is at home to Nottingham Forest. Um, Hopefully, I have him and Wood. Hopefully, they produce the 3-1 fixture we saw last season where Wood got a hat trick and Ishak scored the goal. So yeah, Ishak and Wood facing off themselves this weekend. Those are going to be my 2 strikers. I have Ndiaye on my bench. I really want to move away from him before his price drops. Um, I have Cunha in mind. I have Wissa as well. I could also go for Mamouche against Liverpool, which would be a high risk, high reward kind of thing. I do think he's going to start the game as well. So, yeah, potential attacking assets that I would look to replace in DIU with, as I have 1.5 in my bank. I will leave Emery as my assistant manager going into this game. I think he should head Chelsea in this particular fixture and get a win from the game. I also have Veltman on my bench, like I said, and Lewis Hall as well. I'll make a final decision on whether I go Arnold or Veltman, but I do see myself sticking with Arnold, going into this game week. My captain, like I said, on Salah, vice captain on Ishak. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment sections. I'll get back to them as soon as possible. Once again, this video is brought to you by myself, FPL Carnage, in association with GW26.